It's here. It's finally arrived. This is the final episode.
Take it from me, I'd be lost without you.
No, this isn't the final episode of ITG. Here, we're just getting started. This is the final episode of The Walking Dead. That's right, Clem is back. Finally! She's been missing for a long time. We've been 3 episodes in. What happens to the finale? At one point, we didn't even know if we're getting the finale. Telltale's gone. Unfortunately, that's a beloved studio, near and dear to my heart. Missing all those guys over there and girls. That's a fantastic studio, which kind of had some rocky times. Luckily, though, Skybound Games takes back the rights for The Walking Dead, and we get to see what happens to Clem.
AJ, you have to trust me.
Clem is back in a huge way. Episode 3 ended, of course, on a cliffhanger. They always do. They need you to come back somehow. That's what they do here. But the way this continued on in episode 4, finally, at one point, we didn't even know if we're getting an episode 4. So shout out to Skybound Games, and thank you very much for finally letting me see how the finale goes and Clem's story come to a close. Whether that was good or bad, oh man, you're gonna have to play it to find out.
Now what? We need to find a way down. This ship isn't gonna stay afloat much longer.
It's been quite the experience for Clem, starting off at such a young age, thrown into this apocalypse of The Walking Dead, the whole zombie genre phase coming now finally to a close. At one point, as I said, we weren't even sure if we were going to get to see the finale of Clem. I am happy to say it's here. I played the entire thing. It was a beautiful experience. Bunch of twists and turns and just familiar faces that you never even expected to see. It's been an honor to play this game, to finally have it come to a close. The writing is fantastic. To see AJ grow up as well from just a little baby into a 6-year-old to 7-year-old kid now. And now Clem more or less became the mother for AJ. And sometimes your choices as a mother isn't exactly what you want to do, and it either works or it doesn't work. And in a world like this, who knows if it's right or wrong?
Come on, Clem.
The finale for Clem is such a send-off to a series that I've followed from the very beginning, not even as a Walking Dead fan, just as a fan of Clem. To finally see this wrap up, and there's no spoilers here because that's the last thing you want to do if you've been following this series. Just believe me when I say go play this game. The minute I started episode 4, it didn't stop until I was done the entire episode. And the choices, again, there's these choices that matter, and I feel like there's weight and significance behind these. You really need to play this. The send-off to Clem was absolutely phenomenal.
Wait, that means Omar voted us out? And Ruby?
Yeah.
Huh. What made you think of that?
Asim said you knew how to survive. He could just tell the school would be safer with you there. I voted for you because I liked you. But his reason, it was better.
A lot of us weren't sure what we were going to get jumping into the last episode.
Sim was right.
Are they going to rewrite the entire story? They already had a plan when they started this series for the final season, knowing that Clem is going to either perish or continue on, or who knows what. But they had their story field laid out completely from start to finish. And then when we went on a hiatus for episode 4, a lot of us were nervous to see what was going to happen. Do they completely twist that story up, make it their own brand new experience? But Skybound Games brought in some of the old developers from the Telltale series to continue on with the game, and thankfully that feels like a Telltale game. This feels like The Walking Dead, which is awesome to feel. This is such a great title. Honestly, I loved to see how all this wrapped up. It was beautifully written. That's what I said. Lots of turns, lots of twists, and characters are such a surprise. And just some of these moments, I didn't expect to see, to the point where tears. Like tears. If you ever played the first season and the end of season 1, and a lot of people cried for that last moment. If you haven't played that, you were missing out on one of the best. But tears here, Whew, they were close. They were absolutely close.
Atop the crags and cliffs, the air is thin.
All right, first of all, thank you to Skybound Games for finishing Clem's story. I feel relieved to know that this is over, and I feel great that the fact that it is done, knowing I can now move on to having a closure on Clem's story. So I said, whether it ended good or bad, depends on you. I absolutely love to hear what you guys think on the actual ending of this game. Did you like how it ended? Did you not? Definitely let me know. But if I'm going to wrap up this review of The Walking Dead, the final season, the farewell to Clem, and a beautiful written story, I absolutely loved it. It's a 9.5 for me.
Last time on The Walking Dead.
The final episode of The Walking Dead was a journey fulfilled and a beautiful send-off to one beloved icon in the Walking Dead series.
Quiet,
Bye, Clem.
to be strong, to never hesitate.